All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. Make sure this is muted. All right. Coming to you live. You see the background behind me? Beautiful Miami Bay. The camera. There we go. There we go. There we go. Better. All right, cool. All right, let's go to the chart. And see where we are. All right, here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is getting a little bit better. We are trying to fight back and recapture a critical moving average. People are mentioning divergence in the comments. We'll take a look at that. Weekly potential consolidation, ascending triangle. Yeah, well, I have the ascending triangle on a monthly scale. Obviously, it would exist on a weekly scale as well. But we got plenty of room to get back to the top. So no reason to discuss the triangle on a weekly scale when it's very clearly defined on the monthly scale. Is there a divergence on a weekly scale? Well, I see confirmation, right? We had a higher swing low and we had a higher RSI print. That looks good so far. That is a higher swing low than the prior swing low. Slightly higher, but higher nonetheless. The MACD, however, is not showing you any divergence, and neither is the RSI, which has, the CMF, which has been very, very positive all throughout this weekly consolidation. This is our 4-day chart. The reason for using the 4-day chart is that it's slightly more reactive than the weekly chart. And Tyler James was always a big fan of using Consensio, which is a trading strategy involving moving averages and only moving averages. I, however, am keeping an eye on the MRI as well with this chart. I don't know how good the MRI is on a 4-day scale. It doesn't seem to have done a great job here or here. So I'm not that eager to jump on the MRI signal here because the history has just not been there. Here you see a top coming in a little bit late, and then we reversed. So the MRI has not really been the best timed indicator for this time scale. So I'm only using it as a small reference to keep an eye on. And I'm generally sticking to the moving averages. And this chart has gotten us fully into cash for position traders. Guys, if you are a shorter term trader, if you are a trader on the daily chart, if you are a trader on a larger scale, like a dollar cost average person, then this analysis doesn't really apply to you. This analysis is for the ultimate position trader, someone that wants to manage his positions, her positions, every couple of weeks, doesn't want to micromanage it, doesn't want to enter in and out every day, but only enter, as the big moves occur. And the big move occurred to the downside, which was clearly recognized around mid to late November, took us fully into cash around these lows. And now we patiently wait as the price of Bitcoin tries to tackle these moving averages. Now, this candle ends later tonight. And if next candle is above current candle, I would consider going in very slightly bullish, probably back to 20, 30%, very slightly, mostly based on the MRI, which I know I shouldn't really be using here. Ideally, I want to wait until the price has recaptured the intermediate moving average, which is sitting at 51,000. But I think there is plenty of room to potentially catch Bitcoin as it rallies back to 53, 54, And that's going to be the ultimate test right there. Before we talk about it, I want to once again promote Unconfiscatable Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, which will take place March 3rd to 6th. We have an awesome lineup of speakers. You can see them on the website. Here is a general agenda. The more specific agenda will be built closer to the conference based on which additional speakers can confirm. We have a carnivory dinner as well, along with the Scammy Awards, which I got to get moving on identifying who should be nominated, and we'll let you guys vote, probably over Twitter. All right. Also, for the financially inclined people, we have the Financial Summit taking place in the Dominican Republic, which has no COVID restrictions, one of the few countries left in this world. And that's going to take place August 1st to 6th. The entire castle has been reserved for our group. All right, daily chart. Another day goes by, one more step down in the 50-period moving average. That is the 128. The 128 is very critical. This circle, I'm going to continue to slightly adjust this circle as all this stuff is going to cross inside this circle. That's going to be the ultimate form of resistance. For now, I'm just going to adjust this trend line. I'm going to stay within the tone-based rules of crossing as many candles as possible without breaking any of their bodies. You can see how this trend line is touching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 9 candles. That is the 9th candle being touched in this trend line to the downside without breaking any of the bodies of the candles, okay? Bitcoin is sitting at a small resistance level. This is why I'm not going in bullish in the position trade at all, because there is a probability and a slightly greater than 50% probability that Bitcoin can be rejected right here and then come back and test the 200-day moving average one more time. Here is the good news. The good news is that the 200-day moving average continues to rise, and it will cross this trend line at the very end of December at approximately $48,000. So if the price of Bitcoin is sitting in this area and it comes back down to 48 over the course of the next 4 or 5 days, that could be a good enough consolidation to then bounce right into this depth cross. By the way, this depth cross could probably take place a little lower. It can take place over here. That's the more likely scenario. They're not going to be together at that point. The trend line will be significantly lower. This trend line might also not be very relevant because it was only using this top set of candles, and it's already been a while since this trend line was touched. But I do expect the moving averages to cross sometime in very late December to early January. And that's going to be the ultimate test for Bitcoin's resistance. Right now, we remain in a very cautious stance on Bitcoin. Here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart appears to have broken the MRI resistance line, but it perfectly hit an MRI top on a 4-hour, just like it hit it here. And look what happened after it hit it here. That was, this top has not yet been broken. It has not yet been broken on an intra-candle level. You can use the prior candle stop as well. They're almost the same. Nor the close. We made a lower close, and now we made an identical close to this one. Now, you know my rule on double tops. Double tops are meant to be broken to the upside. The fact that we made it all the way up and matched this top is a bullish sign. But we hit an MRI top on that candle or the candle after. And now we're being pulled back down. It's possible the 1 to 4 candle correction has ended and we're going up. So right now on a 4-hour basis, I am not bullish until we get a new swing high close. A new swing high close makes me bullish on the 4-hour chart. And this can easily get us out of a really bad area and take us to the upside. Right into the next moving average. This line doesn't really do anything. Okay, right into the moving average. Looking at your live chat. Let's see if there's any good comments or questions. Here is GBTC. The GBTC premium continues to be depressed. I'm really curious what is going to happen in Q1 when more money gets to be put in to retirement funds. Oil is rebounding nicely. I would need oil to break the prior swing high, and then I will be very bullish on oil. Gold is totally irrelevant and useless at the moment. S&P 500 is rallying again. This could be the reason why the Bitcoin price is hanging in there. I remain very bullish on the S&P 500. As I've stated many times, I think the stock market is going up a lot. I consider the current trend identical to, oh, what is that? Holy crap. If I continue the current trend, well, yeah, it's not going to be similar to the last trend that we had right there. And you can see how we broke out to the top of this channel. These channels are almost in parallel. But you can see how we broke out to the top of that channel. And it may look like it broke this channel by a little bit, but it did not. It actually broke it by quite a bit. That was a pretty big break of that channel. At the break of that channel, over the following 2 years, stock market doubled, 95% right there, okay? So I expect a similar situation. I expect the market to double when it eventually breaks the top of that channel. So a doubling of the market would, you can see it right there. That's what happened back in the late 90s. And that's what I expect to happen again sometime this decade. I expect the stock market to break out. Now, what's going to cause that? I don't know. It could be hyperinflation. I have no idea. Like Zimbabwe stock market went up a few 100%. Now, it could be massive inflation. Could be, you know, the complete destruction of family businesses and all the businesses going to the big corporations that have stocks. Whatever it is, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but I believe that the stock market is grossly undervalued, and I think it's going to double in price. And if it wasn't for Bitcoin, the stock market would be my store of value. The stock market would be my store of value if it wasn't for Bitcoin. Let's go to a low level time frame here, monthly chart on the stock market. Yeah, monthly chart hit a monthly MRI top. It didn't do much. So if next month starts off strong, I'll be bullish the stock market probably for the entire year. Now, keep in mind, there is one, well, it's hard to call it a black swan because it's like a known thing. The one thing that could derail the stock market into one of these catastrophes, like what happened in 2020, maybe not as bad, but close to it, is a presidential transition, which could happen next year. This next year is 2022, and So Biden needs to be president for 2 years before he can hand it off to Kamala. So he became president in late 2020. So he's only been president for a year. So he has to be president for 2 years. And then he can hand off the presidency to Kamala. So, but if something happens to Biden next year, like a complete, memory loss instead of a 98% memory loss, then that would spook the market. So if there is a transition, an unexpected transition, because our president is just too old and senile to be president, if there is that transition, unexpected, the market will panic. The market loves Democrats for some reason instead of capitalists because they print them money. So if there is a transition, no one's going to know what's going on, and investors will probably panic. Thoughts? The thought of selling stock for Bitcoin still seems a bit premature. I've done it, but well, it's premature, but it depends on your position size, right? Is it premature to sell 5% of your stocks for Bitcoin? Probably not. Is it premature to sell 95% of stocks for Bitcoin? Probably, but some people have done it. All right, what do we got? Somebody wanted me to take a look at a stock. This is Tesla. Tesla is rallying nicely right now. It's rallying right into the prior level of resistance. Let's see what Tesla can do at resistance. That's the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart remains bearish on an MRI scale. I would not be jumping into Tesla yet. I like to buy strength or time a perfect bottom. To me, oh wow, look at that. Tesla managed to fall back exactly to the prior swing high. I didn't see that before because I wasn't zoomed out far enough. This is what Bitcoin can do. But for Bitcoin, this number is pretty horrific at 20,000. But crashing back down to the prior swing to the prior swing high is a support zone, and that's a 30% drop. But I would still stay patient with Tesla here. But I am overall bullish on stocks, so keep that in mind as well. TSCO. Nice bullish uptrend. I like the current candle. I like strength, and this is strength. Maybe a little bit overextended here. I mean, look at the massive rally. Tractor supply company. I guess a lot of tractors are doing well in the pandemic. Whatever this company has done, they've done it amazingly well. Look at how they've performed. This is a potential hyperwave in the making. I'm not really sure why tractors would be in a hyperwave, but that is certainly a hyperwave on a weekly scale. This is your phase 1. Should be red. That's great. Hey, Mark, if you're watching, that's a beautiful. I almost want to take off the MRI for it to be cleaner. It's a beautiful hyperwave. Maybe even a little too long, but that might not be steep enough for phase 2. And phase 4 has been too long. So that's got to be phase 3. Yeah, it's an interesting chart. It's a very interesting chart. I like it. I like it. It's very bullish. I mean, tractor prices might get out of control. You know, people don't want to live in the cities. Cities are getting too dangerous. They're getting too crazy. Mask mandates. People can work from home, especially in the US where there is an unlimited amount of space. If Bill Gates doesn't buy it all, then buying up farmland, like, I mean, he's not exactly the guy that you should take, you know, dietary advice from. Just look at him. Just wants you to eat sludge, industrial sludge. That's his dietary habits, industrial sludge. All right, let's do some short-term analysis here. Get the MRI back. MRI on a daily chart is not looking great, but I like that candle. So right now I would be in a holding pattern. I'd probably get out if I've been long profiting and wait and go back in on a green star. That's the weekly scale. On a daily scale, I like these long shadows along the bottom. A green star on a daily probably gets me in as well. Look at that beautiful MRI double sell. The first one didn't work out. Second one did. Green star can get you back in. And beautiful MRI buy here, which would have been tricky because you're on a monthly MRI sell along with coming off a weekly MRI sell. On a monthly scale, this thing is also bullish. Nice chart. Nice chart. Thoughts on Dorsey going full Patrick maximalist on Web 3.0? I don't know what Web 3.0 is. I don't even know what Web 2.0 is. Hey, Mark, you're in there. Mark Wood, where are you? There you are. Should be a moderator. So I'll spot your comments. So a lot of people are catching COVID. I got a bunch of family members down with COVID here in Miami. My friends are down with COVID. So many people are catching COVID. By the way, this applies to both vaccinated and unvaccinated. Both sides are catching a lot of COVID. More vaccinated are catching COVID, but there are more vaccinated people than unvaccinated people. I tweeted out the New York database statistics. They're publicly available. According to New York State, 80% of the people above the age of 20 are vaccinated for COVID. 80% of the people's state of New York is vaccinated for COVID. So the COVID outbreaks in New York are among the vaccinated because most people in New York are vaccinated. I will also add that a few, like I've already had almost everyone I know has got COVID, almost everyone, vaccinated, unvaccinated. I will admit that the vaccinated people that got COVID, along my circle, right? So I have my circle, so I have my own statistics of the people that I know, people I interact with, and I interact with a lot of people. I will say that the people that had like the shittier time, like while having COVID, were unvaccinated. I'll admit that. Like I have no problem admitting that, right? A couple of my friends did have to end up in the hospital with COVID. That doesn't mean that the vaccinated ones didn't either, right? Like I have family members that are vaccinated that also were in the hospital. But the ones that had, let's say, a more miserable experience with COVID were unvaccinated. That is not enough evidence for everyone to go and get vaccinated. I'm sorry, they all survived. They didn't die. The hospitals did barely anything for them other than like an IV drip. Like hospitals aren't really treating COVID. It's kind of like the way hospitals treat COVID, the way hospitals treat someone that has smoked too much weed. They just put them in a bed, give them some vitamins, give them some IV maybe, and just monitor them, right, till the high wears off. That's pretty much how they're managing it, right? So just because you had a tougher time dealing with COVID, that's not enough of a reason. That's not enough of a reason. You need a bigger reason than that, in my opinion. And it all depends on your health. It all depends on your health. If you want to watch a really good episode, watch the Joe Rogan episode with Dr. Peter McCullough. It's being censored left and right, but he explained how no one is treating COVID. The vaccines are, he literally says straight up, vaccines are not treatment. They're not. Very, very few doctors treat COVID. Before you catch it, after you catch it, they kind of just tell you to take it easy and you'll get better. Kind of like you treat a cold. Well, someone says pandemic of the vaccinated, but most people are vaccinated. See, that's the thing. It's not enough. Like there are countries that have like 95, 97% vaccinated, but then they bring out another booster. And then all of a sudden it goes from 95% vaccinated to 45% vaccinated until you get the booster. Then you go to 95% vaccinated again. Travel is a problem. Travel is a big problem. All right, guys. Yeah, see, we're looking at Bitcoin. It needs to break this line. If it doesn't break this line, it was all about nothing. You're still in a downtrend on larger level timescales. I like the samurai buy for a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside. The first candle is coming to an end tonight, and then the next candle will take the next 4 days. We're still in a downtrend. Like the price needs to prove to me that it's ready to tackle the next, at least tackle above this swing high. I mean, at least establish, 52, 53, which is monster resistance. Can I look at Ethereum? Sure. I had an Ethereum chart. When did I look at these last? I love the TradingView blockchain, which is actually more immutable than the Ethereum blockchain I'm about to look at for a price. No, I must have looked at this since 2018. See, when you publish something on TradingView, it never changes. Like TradingView will not let you alter your old TradingView going back to like 2016, 2015, will not let you alter your published trading ideas. Something that Ethereum didn't do. I mean, Ethereum gave you Bitcoin back after the DAO hack, right? So the Ethereum has altered its history since TradingView stopped allowing people to altering their history. So TradingView is actually more immutable. It's a more immutable database than Ethereum. And I don't understand how anyone can argue with me on this, because TradingView has been more immutable for a longer period of time than Ethereum has. You will win your argument when you can prove that you've published a trading idea on TradingView and it was altered since the DAO hack, right? And then TradingView will no longer be as immutable as Ethereum. But until this point, there has not been a single instance of TradingView altering or allowing you to alter or you altering a trading idea. And this is what people don't understand. People are like, but Ethereum's decentralized, Ethereum's decentralized. No, it's not. It's not decentralized at all. They just have not chosen to alter history since the DAO hack. But TradingView has chosen not to alter history prior to the DAO hack. So the TradingView database has actually been more immutable for a longer period of time. We'll open up. I'm just saying facts. Like this is like, I know people don't like facts, but especially fact checkers, but it's just a fact. So Ethereum on a weekly scale is consolidating right at a prior swing high, which in the technical analysis world is a very bullish sign for Ethereum. It doesn't mean it can't go to zero tomorrow, but it's a bullish sign. The chart pattern for Ethereum is bullish versus Bitcoin, I might add, not versus the dollar. Versus the dollar, I don't know what it's doing, but versus a dollar, it's like Bitcoin. But versus Bitcoin, it's actually bullish. I'm waiting for Monero to hit new all-time lows. It's only a matter of time before they do. I mean, if you want to lose your life savings, I mean, just dollar cost averaging into Monero, and that's the best way to lose your life savings. So Monero is on the brink of reaching a brand new low close. That is historic. And the only way they can get out of it is if they start promoting. I mean, start promoting. Your PR is terrible. You're not sponsoring conferences anymore. You're don't have any commercials. You know, you didn't mine enough coin for yourself to bribe social media people. So yeah, Monero's in trouble. Monero's in trouble. If you can't keep up with proof of news, the value of your token is going to keep falling. And if the value of your token is going to keep falling, the mining of your token becomes, well, unsecure. And then you have to switch to proof of stake, proving once again that you're centralized. Like it's a double-edged sword here. Waiting for Litecoin to hit all new lows as well. Same exact reason, running out of promotion money. It's impressive to hit new all-time lows. Really impressive. Bcash is probably doing that too. See, Binance has plenty of money to pump their coin. How do you compete with that? How does Litecoin and Monero compete with the Binance coin? They got plenty of money. they made sure they kept a lot of that token for promotional purposes. They got so much of that token for promotional purposes, they're burning it. Oh, Cardano. Come on, Charles. Get back on CNBC. Need to get back on CNBC. Solana is eating their lunch, right? I mean, they got plenty proof of news. Where's Solana? There it is. See? See? Just wait till all these VCs find another programmer they can milk for printing some kind of token, and they'll all switch, and then they'll be all over the news promoting another one. You know, you did it once, became a billionaire, do it again. Why not? Why not? See, how is one man, Charles Hoskinson, even if he has $25 billion, how is he going to compete with, you know, all of the VCs of Solana promoting Solana? Like, how do you compete with that? See, XRP can't really promote their token right now. It's challenging because they're in the middle of an SEC lawsuit. When you're in the middle of a lawsuit, it's a little hard to promote your unlicensed security when you're trying to convince the SEC you're not an unlicensed security. I don't even have the Ripple scam here. Do I want to add it? See, Dogecoin has Elon Musk. They got Musk on his side. Not enough, though. You know, 1 billionaire is not enough. You need Solana, man. You need 25 billionaire VCs to pump your shit. All right, guys. Enough fun with shitcoins. Who remembers IOTA? Yeah, me neither. Holy shit, what happened there? Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's wait. It'll hit new all-time lows. It's all a matter of time. All-time lows are coming. Very close to zero, too. Wow, look at that. What was the all-time low? Yep, they'll get there. They'll get there. No one cares about your project. All right, guys. Don't forget, Unconfiscatable coming to Las Vegas, March 3rd to 6th. The Financial Summit coming to the Dominican Republic, August 1st to 6th. All right. One final peek at Bitcoin. It's doing well. Nice green star candle on a daily scale. On a daily scale, you just went bullish. I want to see a close. I want this trend line broken. We can then rally into this wall of resistance and then reevaluate the situation. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. All right, guys, back at my workstation.